Good afternoon. I am pleased to convene the Senate Subcommittee on Surface Transportation and Merchant Marine Infrastructure Safety and Security for our last subcommittee hearing of 2016, titled Assessing the Security of Our Critical Transportation Infrastructure. Securing our nation's transportation system is critical to keeping Americans safe. Over the past year, we've seen an increasing threat of terrorism to vital surface transportation networks. On September 17th, a bomb exploded in New York City's Chelsea neighborhood, injuring 31 people. 2 days later, police in Elizabeth, New Jersey, removed from a public trash can a backpack filled with pipe bombs. The devices were discovered near the town's train station. Fortunately, no one was killed in either bombing. But earlier this year, in Nice, France, a member of ISIL drove a commercial truck into a crowded promenade, killing 84 people. And in March, 16 individuals were killed in a bomb blast at a metro station in Brussels. These tragic events underscore a dangerous reality. Our surface transportation, rail, ports, pipelines, and mass transit systems are at serious risk of attack. Unlike TSA aviation security checkpoints at our airports, TSA does not directly manage surface transportation security. Instead, TSA is responsible for providing guidance, oversight, intelligence, and assistance to system operators and law enforcement so that they can ensure security across our nation's surface transportation network. However, recent reports by the Office of Inspector General of the Department of Homeland Security have questioned the TSA's management of our nation's surface transportation security programs and resources. A September 2016 IG report found that oversight of a critical TSA port access program, otherwise known as TWIC, had inadequate oversight. TWIC impacts nearly 3.5 million port and freight workers. The IG's office found that the program's fraud detection techniques were not monitored, and key internal controls were missing from the terrorism vetting process. A second, even more alarming IG report from September found TSA lacks an intelligence-driven, risk-based security strategy that informs security and resource decisions across all transportation modes, beyond aviation. The report further noted that TSA lacks a formal process to incorporate risk in budget formulation decisions. The TSA's annual budget is approximately $7.3 billion. When Administrator Peter Neffinger testified earlier this year before this committee, he pointed out that TSA spends just 3% of its budget on surface transportation security initiatives. This fact may come as a surprise to most Americans. Congress must evaluate the adequacy of these resources and demand that they be spent based on the threat risk to our transportation network. It's clear that our ports, highways, pipelines, and railways are at risk. Today's hearing conveys a panel of multimodal stakeholders and experts to discuss how we can enhance the security of our transportation system and ensure that TSA is effective. This fall, Chairman Thune, Ranking Member Nelson, Senator Booker, and I introduced the bipartisan Surface Transportation and Maritime Security Act to address these concerns. This comprehensive bill would instruct the TSA to establish risk-based budgeting, expand the highly effective K-9 explosive detection teams for surface transportation, and authorize computer vetting systems for passenger networks. Among other provisions, this important legislation would address management inefficiencies raised by the Inspector General as it relates to the TWIC program. In May 2015, the Senate Commerce Committee passed the Essential Worker Identification Credential Assessment Act, which compels the TSA to fully assess the TWIC program and to work with the Inspector General to resolve vetting, oversight, and other major security loopholes. I'm pleased to convene this hearing with the Inspector General of the Department of Homeland Security and leading experts from the pipeline, trucking, and passenger rail sectors. and I look forward to learning more about how you advance all aspects of security in your daily operations and how we can work together to strengthen our transportation security. I would now like to invite my colleague on this subcommittee and the ranking member, Senator Cory Booker, to offer any opening remarks. Senator Booker.